Good evening, and welcome. There is nothing you need to do right now. You don't need to prepare, you don't need to listen closely, and you don't need to follow where this is going. This is simply a quiet space, a steady presence, something that can remain in the background while the night continues. If your attention drifts in and out, that's fine. And if you stop listening entirely, that's also fine. Nothing here depends on being noticed. The words are not instructions. They are not important to remember. They are only meant to move slowly, at a pace that doesn't ask for effort. Right now, your body is already here, supported by whatever surface you're resting on, and breathing continues without being directed, with no need to adjust it. This is not a place where anything needs to be achieved. There is no outcome to reach, no state you need to arrive at. The voice will remain steady. It won't change suddenly. It won't ask questions, and it won't expect responses. Everything that will be mentioned is based on well-established scientific understanding, not ideas meant to surprise or concepts meant to be impressive, just observations that have been made carefully over time. They'll be shared slowly, without urgency, because nothing described here is happening quickly. If sleep arrives early, the story continues without you. And if awareness fades and returns later, the same calm pace will still be here. There is no beginning you need to catch, no sequence that matters, and the order is not important. You might notice pauses between phrases, and those pauses are intentional. They're part of the rhythm, leaving space where nothing needs to happen. The night does not require attention and continues on its own. As light outside changes gradually, sound softens or disappears, and distance feels larger. This is simply a quiet science story, one that doesn't move toward a conclusion, doesn't build tension, and can be left unfinished. If thoughts appear, they don't need to be followed and can pass on their own, just like sounds passing through a room without being held. There is no need to check whether you're relaxing properly, no correct way to listen, and no expectation to stay awake. The words will remain even, the pace will remain slow, and nothing sudden will be introduced. This space is meant to be predictable, steady, and unchanging. You can listen, or you can let the sound drift past without forming meaning, and both are equally fine. From here, the story will move gently, not towards something new, but along familiar ideas, repeated softly. And if at any point you stop noticing the words, that's exactly how this is meant to work. The night continues, quietly, on its own. As the night continues, the body remains where it is, with no need to adjust your position unless it happens naturally. If stillness is already present, it can stay, and if small movements occur, they don't need to be corrected. Breathing is already happening and doesn't need attention. It doesn't need to be slowed down or deepened, as each breath arrives and then leaves on its own, because the body knows how to do this without instruction. You might notice the weight of your body being supported by the surface beneath you, a support that has been there the whole time and doesn't change when it's noticed or when it's ignored. The muscles of the face may already be softening, or they may not, and either way is fine. The eyes remain closed or unfocused. The jaw rests in whatever position it has settled into, and the tongue sits naturally in the mouth without being held in place. There is nothing to release deliberately, and nothing to relax on command, because the body does not respond well to being managed, and instead responds to the absence of demand. The shoulders remain where they are, without needing to drop or feel heavy, already supported by the structure of the body beneath them. The arms are simply present, without needing to be symmetrical, arranged, or noticed. The hands rest wherever they have ended up, not doing anything and not holding anything. Lower in the body, the chest continues to rise and fall. And while the rhythm may change slightly from one moment to the next, that change does not need to be monitored. The abdomen moves gently with breathing, with no need to hold it in or push it out, responding naturally to pressure and release. The legs are supported, their weight already being carried, with nothing to balance and nothing to keep upright. The feet, at the far end of the body, don't require attention, don't need to feel warm or relaxed, and can simply exist without sensation being evaluated. If there is any tension remaining, it does not need to disappear, because the body does not require total relaxation in order to rest, only time and a lack of urgency. As the body remains steady, the nervous system begins to notice that nothing is being asked of it, with no task, no signal to respond to, and no change expected. This is often when activity begins to slow, not because it is being forced to, but because there is no reason to remain alert. Thoughts may still appear as fragments of the day, images or unfinished ideas, and they don't need to be followed or pushed away, as they can pass through the mind the same way sounds pass through a quiet space. If attention drifts away from these words, that's completely fine, because the body does not rely on continuous input and responds just as well to consistency and tone. The voice you hear is not guiding you anywhere. It is only remaining steady, allowing internal systems to settle at their own pace. There is nowhere else to be and nothing else to prepare for, because the night does not require readiness. You can continue resting exactly as you are, breathing, supported, unchanged, as the body already understands this process and does not need help. As the body remains settled, attention often becomes less focused on specific sensations. And there is no clear moment when this happens, no signal marking the shift, because it occurs gradually, without being announced. In the environment around you, the same kind of gradual change is already familiar. As light fades without effort, sound becomes less distinct, and distances feel wider even when nothing has moved. Darkness arrives in this way, not as something added, but as something that remains when light is no longer present. Darkness is not an object. It does not travel or spread. It is simply the absence of visible light. This absence does not require explanation in everyday life, as rooms become dark when lights are turned off, and outdoor spaces become dark as the sun moves below the horizon, with nothing dramatic needing to happen, no event, and no sudden transition. The night sky follows the same pattern, because when the sun is no longer lighting the side of Earth you are on, the sky becomes darker, not instantly, but steadily. What remains is mostly empty space, large regions where no light is reaching your eyes. This emptiness is not unusual and does not signal that something is missing. It is the natural condition of space when light is not present. In many places, darkness is the default state, and light appears only when there is a nearby source, while when that source is distant or blocked, darkness remains. This is true on Earth and also far beyond it. The night sky is not dark because something has gone wrong. It is dark because light is limited. It does not fill space evenly, and it does not appear everywhere at once. So most of the space above you is simply not being lit. Stars appear where light happens to reach you, as small points separated by wide gaps, and between them there is no glow, no background brightness, just distance. These gaps are not empty in a meaningful way. They do not need to be filled, and they are simply regions where light has not arrived. For most of human history, this darkness was taken for granted and did not require explanation, as it was simply part of the night. Only much later did people begin to wonder why the sky looks the way it does, why it is mostly dark, and why light appears only in scattered points. But wondering is not required here. The darkness does not need to be solved. It does not hide anything that needs to be uncovered, and it does not point toward a conclusion. It is simply present, stable, and unchanging on the scale of a single night. As you rest, the dark sky remains as it is. It does not brighten, it does not move closer, and it does not respond to attention, continuing quietly without effort. There is no need to hold an image of it, no need to picture stars or space, and if images appear on their own, they can fade just as easily. What matters more is the sense of openness, the feeling of large distances, of space that does not rush to be filled. Darkness allows that space to exist, and as the night continues, that same sense of openness can remain, without being examined or defined. The quiet remains, the space remains, and nothing new is required. When the sky is observed at night, one thing becomes clear very quickly. Most of it is dark, not shadowed or hidden, simply dark. There are points of light scattered across it, small and distant, separated by wide areas where nothing is visible. These points do not fill the sky. They do not form a continuous glow, and they appear where they appear and nowhere else, while between them the darkness remains unchanged. This has been the case for as long as people have looked upward, across different places and different times. The pattern does not depend on where you are standing, or on whether you are paying attention, as it remains the same. On a clear night, away from artificial light, the contrast becomes more noticeable, with stars standing out sharply against the dark background and the space between them feeling larger. The darkness does not fade into gray and does not slowly brighten toward the edges, but stays consistent. And even when more stars become visible, the overall impression remains the same: a few lights and a great deal of dark space around them. The sky does not appear crowded or feel full, but feels open. And this openness is not temporary, as it does not change from moment to moment and remains steady over the course of the night. Clouds may pass, and the moon may rise or set, but when these are absent, the background remains dark. The stars themselves do not move quickly, and their positions shift so slowly that the change is difficult to notice. So from one hour to the next, the pattern appears almost fixed. The darkness between them does not change at all, with no sense that the sky is gradually filling with light, or that brightness is waiting to arrive. Because what is visible is what is visible, and what is dark remains dark. This observation does not require interpretation or explanation, and it does not suggest urgency. It is simply how the night sky appears. The darkness does not feel incomplete or like a problem that needs to be solved, but feels stable. For most people, this is where observation ends, as the sky looks the way it looks and life continues beneath it. Nothing in this moment demands an answer, and nothing needs to be worked out. The sky does not ask questions and does not offer them either. It remains as it is, quiet and unchanged. And as the night continues, this steady pattern stays in place, with points of light, wide spaces between them, and no sign of movement toward anything else. You don't need to hold this image or remember it, because the observation does not depend on being kept in mind and exists whether or not it is noticed. The dark background remains, and the night continues without effort. One simple fact about light helps describe what is seen in the night sky. Light does not arrive instantly, as it takes time to move from one place to another, even across empty space, and even when nothing is in its way. When light is produced, it begins traveling outward and does not fill space all at once, but moves gradually, continuing forward until it reaches something or until it fades. Because of this, seeing light always means seeing the past. Not the distant past in a dramatic sense, but simply a moment that has already happened. The farther light travels, the longer that journey takes. So some light reaches Earth after a short time. Other light takes much longer, and some light is still on its way. There is no guarantee that all light will arrive, because distance matters and time matters. Many sources of light are simply too far away, and their light has not had enough time to reach this place. It is not late or delayed, it is simply still traveling. Other light may never arrive at all, not because it has stopped, but because the distance continues to change. Space does not offer shortcuts, and light follows a steady path, moving forward without choosing where it will be seen. This means that the darkness in the sky is not empty by accident, but reflects how far light has been able to travel and how much time has passed. Between visible stars, there may be other sources of light, but their light has not reached here, or has weakened enough that it is no longer visible. Nothing about this process is sudden. Nothing arrives all at once, and light moves quietly, continuously, without announcement. On a single night, this motion cannot be noticed, as it does not change from moment to moment, and the sky does not brighten as light approaches. What is visible remains visible, and what is dark remains dark. This is not a failure of sight or a limitation of observation. It is simply how light behaves. It travels, it takes time, and it does not fill every part of space. As this idea remains in the background, there is no need to hold on to it or remember it, as it does not lead toward anything urgent and is one of many steady processes always occurring, whether or not it is noticed. The night sky remains unchanged, dark where light has not arrived, and quiet where nothing is reaching out. And as the night continues, this steady movement of light goes on, silently, without drawing attention. When people look at the night sky, it can feel endless, with darkness extending in every direction and no visible boundary or edge that marks where it stops. Because of this, it is easy to imagine space as infinite, existing everywhere and at all times. But based on current scientific understanding, this is not how the universe has behaved, as it has a history, and has not always existed in its present form. There was a time when stars had not yet formed, and a time when light had not yet begun traveling through space. Because of this, there is a limit to how far light has been able to go, not a wall or a visible boundary, but a limit defined by time. Light can only travel for as long as it has existed, and cannot arrive from a place that has not yet had time to send it. This means that some regions of space have not had the opportunity to affect what is seen here, as their light has not reached this place, and may never do so. This is not because those regions are hidden, but because the universe has not been around long enough for all distances to be connected by light. Time matters as much as distance, and even though space feels vast, it has not been open forever, but has been changing slowly and continuously. As a result, the night sky does not contain light from everywhere, only from places that are close enough in time for light to arrive. This idea does not require imagining large numbers or depending on scale being understood, but only recognizing that light has a beginning and that travel takes time. Where that time has not been sufficient, darkness remains. And this does not make the universe incomplete or suggest that something is missing, as it simply reflects the order in which things have unfolded. Some regions have already become visible, while others remain beyond reach, and this is not changing quickly. On the time scale of a single night, nothing about this arrangement shifts, as the sky does not gain new light or reveal new regions, and what is visible remains visible, while what is dark remains dark. The universe continues quietly, following the same patterns without hurry. There is no need to picture distant beginnings or imagine expansion or creation, as it is enough to know that time has passed, and that not all of it has passed everywhere at once. As this understanding settles, it does not need to be held in mind or lead toward an answer that needs to be reached. It simply remains in the background, like the darkness itself. As time passes, space itself does not remain fixed, and based on observation it continues to change, not suddenly or unevenly, but slowly in every direction. This change does not feel like motion and cannot be sensed directly, as it does not produce sound or force, but simply increases distance. As space expands, the distance between points grows, not because things are moving through space, but because the space between them becomes larger. Light traveling through this space is affected by that change, because as distance increases, light becomes more spread out and its energy is distributed over a wider region, making it weaker. This does not stop light from traveling as it continues moving forward, but its ability to be seen decreases. Over long distances, this effect becomes noticeable, as light that began visible may become too faint, not because it has disappeared, but because it has been stretched. This process happens gradually and does not occur at a specific moment, with no point at which light suddenly fades away. Instead, it becomes thinner, less concentrated, and harder to detect. Because of this, some light reaches Earth in a form that eyes cannot detect, as it is still present, but no longer appears as visible brightness. This contributes to the darkness of the night sky, because even when light exists, it does not always arrive in a visible way. And even when sources are present, their influence may be too weak to notice. Nothing about this process is active, as space is not pushing light away, and light is not resisting. But the change occurs simply because space continues to expand. This expansion is not fast on a human scale and does not alter the sky from one night to the next, creating no visible motion. The pattern remains steady, with dark regions staying dark and points of light remaining where they are. There is no build-up and no approaching change, as what is seen tonight is not different from what was seen yesterday and will not change noticeably tomorrow. This steadiness allows the mind to let go of expectation, because there is nothing new about to appear and nothing moving closer. The same gentle processes continue, uninterrupted and without urgency. Light continues traveling, space continues expanding, and the night sky remains mostly dark. This does not require attention or need to be remembered, as it is simply part of the background conditions of the universe, always present and always ongoing. And as the night continues, these processes remain far beyond awareness, happening quietly, whether or not they are noticed at all. By now, there is no need to keep track of what has been said, as nothing here depends on remembering details. Nothing is building toward a conclusion, and nothing new is about to be introduced. The ideas mentioned earlier remain the same. Light continues to travel, space continues to change slowly, and darkness remains where light has not arrived. These processes do not speed up or pause, and they are not affected by attention, as whether they are noticed or not, they continue in the same way. This is often the point where listening no longer needs effort, because words may still be heard, but no longer need to be followed, and they can pass through without forming clear thoughts. There is no advantage in staying focused and nothing important coming next. The body remains supported, breathing continues on its own, and nothing has shifted suddenly, as the environment is unchanged and the night has not moved closer to an ending or opened into something new. The same steady patterns remain in place, with darkness still present, light still sparse, and distance remaining large. These facts do not require repetition for understanding and only remain to maintain rhythm. This is a point of permission. Permission to stop listening closely, permission to let attention drift, and permission to allow the voice to become part of the background. If sleep arrives here, nothing is missed, as the story does not progress beyond this moment. If awareness fades and returns later, the same calm pace will still be here, and nothing will have changed. There is no correct way to experience this, as some nights rest arrives quickly, and other nights it arrives slowly, and both are normal. The body does not need instruction, and the mind does not need reassurance, because the steadiness is enough. From here on, the information density remains low, with no new ideas appearing and the words not moving forward, but simply staying, repeating familiar patterns and maintaining the same tone. There is nothing to prepare for and nothing to anticipate, as the night continues quietly and the space for rest remains open. The night sky remains mostly dark, and that has not changed, as light is still limited and appears only in small, distant points, with the space between them remaining unlit. Nothing new is happening, because light continues traveling without hurry and without arriving all at once, while space continues changing slowly and distances remain large and do not close. Time continues passing quietly, without marking moments, and darkness is still present where light has not reached, not moving or spreading, simply remaining. The same conditions repeat: dark background, sparse light, and wide distance. There is no sequence to follow, and no order that matters. because these ideas do not lead anywhere, do not develop, and remain steady. The sky does not fill, does not brighten, and does not change direction, as light remains where it can be seen, and darkness remains everywhere else. Nothing here requires understanding, and nothing depends on memory, as the repetition is intentional, and repetition reduces effort, allowing attention to soften when nothing changes. There is no signal to stay alert, and no reason to monitor what comes next. And the same words may return, and the same ideas may appear again, without carrying new meaning. Darkness, distance, time, and light remain. The voice continues evenly, without emphasis or contrast, and pauses between phrases may feel longer, which is fine, because the spaces between words matter as much as the words themselves, sometimes more. Nothing is being built, and nothing is being resolved, as the night continues without instruction, and the sky remains as it is, with light still traveling, space still expanding, and darkness remaining where it has always been. There is no need to follow this further. The repetition is enough. The same conditions remain, as the sky is still dark, light is still sparse, and distance remains wide, with nothing having shifted. Light continues to travel quietly, without being noticed, while space continues to change slowly and without interruption. Time continues passing without marking moments and without moving toward anything. The darkness does not need explanation or understanding, as it is simply there, with no effort holding it in place and no force maintaining it, remaining because nothing is filling it. The points of light remain distant, separated and unchanged, and between them there is no movement or arrival, just space. These processes do not ask for attention and do not react to observation, continuing whether or not they are noticed. The night does not become brighter and does not prepare for change, but stays as it is. Words begin to matter less, their order becoming less important, as they no longer carry information and only carry rhythm. Pauses stretch, silence becomes more present, and the space between phrases grows wider, longer, and less defined. The voice remains steady and does not guide or conclude. Darkness, distance, and time remain, with nothing new entering and nothing leaving. The night continues without signal or direction, and the quiet remains in place, undisturbed and unchanged. Nothing changes, as the same stillness remains in place, with darkness staying where it is, light remaining distant, and space staying open. There is no movement toward an ending, and no final thought forming, as words arrive and then pass, with some sentences not needing to finish, and some ideas not needing to connect, because the pauses between them are enough. Breathing continues without notice or effort, and the body remains supported exactly as it has been, with nothing needing to be adjusted and nothing needing to be followed. The night does not move forward or close in, but simply remains, while light continues traveling far away and unseen, and space continues changing too slowly to notice. Darkness remains quiet and uninterrupted. The voice stays even, without fading completely or signaling departure, simply staying present like distant motion or background sound. There is no conclusion waiting, and no final image to hold. Only space, only time, and only quiet repetition. If sleep has already arrived, the sound continues without being heard. And if awareness drifts back for a moment, it can drift again just as easily. Nothing here depends on attention, as the night continues on its own, and the quiet remains.